reason I do that instead of just jabbing it in, because then you're gonna get hair and dirt and urine on your meat, you know. So it just helps. Just run it right down the leg. This deer, you know, as you can see, it's been field dressed, right? Meaning the innards are out. So I'm going to take, just using a knife, I'm going to remove the head, the legs, the lower parts of the legs, and the hide, and make it ready to hang in the cooler. Cool. That's all needed. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is remove these legs. If you'll take your thumb and run down the back side of his front knee there, there's a little pea-sized, something that feels like a pea right there. You go right below it, and that's the joint. And I'm just going to take and go straight across. Yes. And then just hyperextend it like that. And then there's the leg removed. So we'll repeat. Feel down the back side of the leg until you get to where it bends, and there's a little pea-sized knot right there. You might be able to see it moving. Go right below it, and that's where you make your cut. Straight across. And then hyperextend and cut it right off. And it gives you a nice clean finish without any kind of bone fragments if you were to use saw or shears or anything like that. I'm going to go right here on the inside of the hide. And run it all the way to the brisket. Now this is, you wouldn't want to do this on a deer that you're going to mount. This is just for like a meat deer. So one that you're going to mount is going to be totally different. You would, I'll show you on this leg what that looks like. By making a lot of cuts like this, it will make peeling the hide off so much easier. Okay, now if this was a deer that we were going to mount, when they field dress, it would want to stop about right here. So when the deer's hanging, just draw an imaginary line all the way around the deer, just like this. And everything from that line forward you want to keep. Okay, so what we'll do, now this is how you'd skin the leg out if it was for a mount. But you take the white and the brown hairline and take your knife and go right on that hairline. Extend that arm out just to make it a little tighter for you to cut. And just follow that hairline right up to where your cut would be, but you're going to go all the way around. And then you keep all of this. And that's how you would cape it out for a shoulder. Meat deer, I'm just gonna go right down the center of the throat like this, right, all the way to the head, because all that hide's got to come off. Opening all this up to make it easier to pull the hide off in just a minute. Okay. Now we're going to take his head off. If you'll move your deer's head like this, you can feel the joint where the base of the skull attaches to the top vertebrae. And so that's where I'm going to stick my knife in, start my cut. Just like that. Go right behind his ears and right down behind his I made that cut there. Now, I'm going to go in here and just make sure I get it cut all the way down. If you need to continue to fill, you can. You will hit. There's the top of that vertebrae right there. Right there. That's the base of his skull. Okay. So I'm just cleaning this up. I'm going to take pick his head up, get by his nose like this, and then I'm going to come under here, and you'll see how it, by cutting that, it released those ligaments underneath the neck. This will help in getting the head off here in just a second. Make sure I got all the meat cut, just like that. Just go right to the joint. I'm doing this, it may take a little extra time to do this, but it's going to aid in when we have to pull the hide off the deer in just a moment. It's going to make life a lot easier. And I'm cutting, if you notice where I'm cutting, I'm putting pressure and pulling the hide away from the meat, and that's it's telling me where to cut. I don't want to cut into my meat too much if I can help it. I'm probably going to though. That's okay. Work this hide down to the base of the tail, like this. Okay, and we're going to cut through that. There's a joint in there that we can cut through. Let's get this fat stuff out of the way. There's a joint right there at the base of the tail, just like that. Now that we're pretty much ready to pull. There's several different methods to get the hide off a deer. Some people anchor the hide once it gets to this point and use a electric hoist to peel it off, a golf ball method, a bunch of different ways. This is just a quick, simple way that's a lot of people do. But when you pull, don't pull with your arms. Lock your arms in on it, get a good grip, and just sit and use your body weight instead of the strength in your arms. You just sit and it'll peel right off. This up, this is gonna hold bacteria. Now we'll remove the back legs. You want to make sure you don't go too far this way and cut this tendon loose, because that's going to hurt you on being able to hang the deer. But you can go right in here, just like we did with the elbow. There's a joint. There. Hold it with your knife, and then brace just like that. Maybe that'll make it easier. So find your joint. You can feel where the leg moves, you know, do whatever you need to do to find the joint. Make sure we get this out. That's no good. Because this deer was gut shot, so we'll be getting rid of this. Yeah, it's kind of a flank.
Yeah.
But with it being a gut shot deer, it would be really hard to get. You can see in the light. See, this is all gut matter, and you don't want to eat that. You know, we would take all that. Try to take it off best you could, but you can't get it all.